Hey guys, MTG Lion here. Oh wait, I think I got confused for a second, but this video is about a card that I guarantee is going to go up. I've been saying this since it was spoiled. I've been saying it since the release of this card, and I've been saying it ever since. I do not understand why this card is not $5 or more. I just don't. I don't get why I've never seen anybody playing this card, ever. Well, there is one reason, and it's the reason that individual cards rarely take off, but still, I think it's a little thin. Also, I would give this card a 95% chance of going up in price as soon as Rivals comes out. So the card is Champion of Rhonas. Now, if you're thinking, oh, that looks familiar, what does it do though? I don't remember, I've never played with that. Get ready to have your mind completely blown. Okay, it's a 3/3 for 4 and it's green. Wow, must be terrible, right? Jackal Warrior, no tribal, anything there, awesome. Not even very good artwork. But you may exert Champion of Rhonas as it attacks. When you do, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. The end. Permanently. Don't exile it at the end of turn. It's not a zombie. You didn't cast it. It cannot be countered. So assuming you have one mana generating creature out, you could get this out on turn 3 and then swing with it on turn 4. And then have a 12/12 Trampler out on the battlefield for free. You could actually run Metalwork Colossus and use like artifact-based ramp, maybe. I mean, Cultivator's Caravan's a little rough. So basically, like naturally casting Metalwork Colossus would be the backup plan. Otherwise, you could just kind of cheat it out with this. So this drops in anything. And okay, two things here. One, BFZ is no longer legal. So I get that. So, okay, you're not dropping out Ulamog, I get it, but still, I mean, isn't there like an 8/8 Flying Demon, and then we've got like a 12/12 Dinosaurs, like an 8/7 Dinosaur. There's some things you would want to bring out for free. So you can only do it every other turn, but if it's like game ending, this will do it. So the other thing is, okay, he swings into something and then immediately gets blocked and he's gone. Straight to the graveyard. Okay, well, at least you got to bring out something completely broken. But then maybe they used like a removal spell on him. So then you're left with nothing. But it's like, you can't play Magic saying, well, what if I do this? Oh, I can't. I'm not even going to try because what if my opponent, does something to disrupt it? Well, welcome to Magic. That absolutely does not mean that you shouldn't try in the first place. Now, the big problem with him is if you don't pull him, which, I mean, it's 4 of in a 60 card deck. You got a 45% chance of him showing up in your opening hand. And I think by turn 8, you have a 65% chance of seeing him. That is not good enough. So if you don't get him out, or the second you get him out, he's countered or exiled, whatever, removed, then what do? Do you just sit there with a handful of overpriced 7+ casting cost creatures because your whole entire deck revolved around Rhonas? I hope not. That's why I was throwing out the whole Masterwork Colossus thing, because you can get out enough artifacts that the cumulative mana cost would bring down his to the point where you could actually naturally cast it. This would just be faster. And now Aetherworks Marvel is gone, so you can't use that. There are some like brick-based things where like you can cast something without having to like pay for it, basically. I think there might be 3. I think there's like some kind of pyramid, and then I feel like there's like a third free casting one. I mean, they got nuts with free casting. Now, the other, I wish I was joking, but I think I recall 17 creatures that cast spells for free all say, oh, limit mana 3 or less, 2 or less. Like all the expertise cards, I think those are 5 of them. There are a lot of cards, a lot of spells that bring out stuff for free. So you can get away with it. I mean, a lot of them are really, really expensive. Some of them are kind of janky. Some of them, like, require the card to be on the top of your deck. Oh, by the way, Aid from the Cowl is another one. That card's insane. And by the way, it's green. Aid from the Cowl, by the way, is Revolt, End Step, flip up the top card of your library. If it's a permanent, put it onto the battlefield. Yeah, that's messed up. And then there's a little bit of stealing. Red has ongoing stealing, I guess you could say. And then blue has permanent stealing, where you can just straight up take your opponent's best creature. I feel like that would stall long enough that you could get out champion. So it's doable, but just keep in mind, 4 of is a little rough, and its backup cards, its redundant ones, they're kind of more expensive, slower, less efficient long shots. And that's really what's keeping it back right now. So you could boost them, you could protect them. Is that reasonable? Who knows? Would you rather just protect whatever comes out as a result? But I mean, even if you just considered this a 4-cost spell that says take something from your hand and drop it into the battlefield for free, people would cast it. I mean, definitely. People do cast cards like that in Modern. So I think with the gigantic dinosaurs and some other cards that may be coming out in Rivals, I mean, all we're going to do is add cards to the card pool. So theoretically, there could be something gigantic. So anyway, enough with the technical details. I mean, you guys get it. It's obvious bringing out something that costs like 8+ is probably pretty good. It might win you the game. Duh. Bringing out something with an alternative casting cost or an additional casting cost without having to pay either of them because you're not casting it. Yeah, there's something there. So here's what you really need to know. Okay, this card is my single best choice for a card that's going to go up when Rivals comes out. Here's another fun fact. They're 25 cents. So if you have $5, pick up 20 of these, because if they hit $10, you have $200. I mean, even if they hit like $4, you could probably buy list these for 2 to 3 because everybody would want them. And right now, people are not really aggressively buying them on buy lists, at least not the common websites that I use. So if you're looking for something dirt cheap to get into, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, this, I don't know, Planeswalker is $4. Cool, that's cheap. I'm going to buy up 10 of them. Like, that's like a lot of money. And, oh, look, it hit 7. Great, that's not even 2 to 1. If you're going to, like, go hard on investing something, like picking up, you know, more than 10 of it, we'll say, it helps out a lot if it only costs you $2.50. In other words, 10 times 25 cents. And if this card does not end up in a deck, first of all, use 4 of them and put it in anything green you build because it's amazing. So you could get a portion of your money out, but even if you drop $10 on, what would that even be? 40 of them. I mean, 40 is a lot. $10 really isn't. So, I mean, if you can find a place that sells in bulk like TCG Player or Card Shark, cool. Otherwise, I think Channel Fireball maybe, but definitely Card Kingdom. They put a limit of 8 per person because they just don't support buyouts and they don't want somebody with, you know, some clever idea or inside information to buy up like a whole ton of something and then leave them high and dry. If I wiped out 100 of a card that they deem useless and it's at 25 cents, it kind of indicates I know something they don't, or I'm a crazy person. It could be either. But, you know, if I'm right and they're wrong, now they're virtually out of the card, and oops, it hit $5, and they lost a ton of money. So very, very, very smart on Card Kingdom to limit it to 8, but it makes it hard for people to, you know, buy out a card and invest in it. So, unfortunately, the people on TCG Player, eBay, and other sites like that are significantly dumber and more careless. So if you want to buy a huge quantity, that's where I would go to do it. That's really all there is to it. Now, I didn't personally buy any, but I also didn't personally sell any, so I'm sitting on, I think, 30 of them or something like that. Because, like I said, I just never sold them in the first place, and I refuse to trade them away. And that's the other thing. If you see 4 of these in somebody's binder, trade them a $1 card. Hell, trade them a $2 card for it. They'd be thrilled to death. If they're not using it, they're like, oh, 25 cent bulk. Okay, get it out of my binder. So overall, yeah, I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because this card, actually, I think it was like $1 to $1.50 when it first came out. I might be remembering that wrong. Could have been even higher. But now it's just bottomed out. And I just don't think that that's how that should go. Now, will dinosaurs be realistic? I don't know. But even if it's, you know, not Pro Tour decks, not top decks, not net decks, basically, that run Champion of Ronus, I think just more individual people will want to buy the card, that they'll push it up to $1 minimum, which means you can get usually 50 cents on a buy list. So that's the other thing. How do you liquidate a card that went up? You can jump on TCG. It's not that hard. Card Shark, I heard it's not that hard. eBay, it's not too terribly hard, I guess. But there's always fees and shipping and rules and all this. You know, you might as well just say, hey, I'm sending it to, let's just keep going with Card Kingdom. I like them for buy listing. Send it to them, they send you a PayPal thing after they inspect it, and ta-da, you got money. The, quote, PayPal thing was money. It's 1:58 a.m. I don't even know what money is anymore. I don't even know what sleep is anymore. Anyway, got a new channel sponsor, maybe. They're yet to approve it, which I'm kind of worried about the fact that they haven't approved it yet, but you guys will be hearing about it in the future. It's actually pretty cool. It's not even something you buy. It's more like something you, like, do. You know, because I hate having to try and sell you guys stuff. That's annoying. Like, people only have a limited amount of money. and the money should go to Champion of Ronuses. Or just Magic in general. But seriously, like, don't, like, sue me if this wonderful investment tip goes bad. So on that cheery note, pick up every copy of Champion of Ronus that you can get your hands on, because it just has high potential. And at 25 cents, it's very low risk. You can liquidate them for, 10, 15 cents usually. And if they go up, you can liquidate them just as easily. It's when a card goes from $7 to $9, that just gets eaten up by envelopes and shipping and postage and fees and whatever. It's like, great, you didn't really make anything. But 25 cents to $2, that's 800%. So yeah, you can eat that up, especially if you bought up 100 copies of it. It's all about volume. I actually made a ton of money on Cryptolith Right because I bought it when it was low, and then it kind of took off in some secondary, tier 2 decks, and I sold them for like double. Same with Fraying Sanity. I'm like, dude, really? Fraying Sanity? Are you kidding me right now? That card's amazing. And so I bought up a ton of it. Before it even showed up in the mail, it was worth 3 to 4 times what I paid for it. So I have a bit of history of being right. And the other thing is, remember, if you want to speculate on cards, you don't have to be right 100% of the time, and just prepare yourself mentally. You're going to lose on some of these, and you can't be right all the time. Even I'm only right about half the time when I pick up like 32 copies of a card. I had something going on with like Landfall, where the second that they announced Landfall was the new mechanic, I bought up something that involved like flipping over, and I don't remember. I bought like 64 copies of it for like 25 cents a piece, and they did not move at all. So, I mean, it was a pretty good idea. It was a bit of a long shot, and I knew that, and I only spent like, what, 10, 15 bucks on buying them up? But, okay, I lost on them. I actually still have these. I have a whole pile of them. So if that happens with Champion of Ronus, I mean, whatever. You never know. I mean, even long term. Like, in that case, if you lose on them and you don't really want to get 5 out of your $10 back, just sit on them, because you never know. I mean, it's a free cast creature drop. If they ever do, like, some horribly overpriced creature that's really elaborate to get out, this bypasses it. So, free casting Emrakul is still kind of a thing in Modern. So if they come back to like, Eldrazi Titan level stuff, then maybe this might come out. You never know. Still, 4 mana in Modern, that's a bit of a long shot. But hey, 25 cents. So hopefully this tip helps you guys, and hopefully things improve for me and all of you out there. I'll see you guys next video.